You know, it's your boy Karceno here, and sometimes we don't focus on the good. I mean, us in general as people, all of us. Because there's so much negative that goes on in the world, and that becomes the news. Normally the news is nothing but negative. Anything negative, that's the news. Something bad goes on, they tell you about it. That's the news. So, I try not to fall in that trap and do something different. I want to bring you some good to actually go along with you just hearing negative stuff all day. So that's why I don't do too much beef all the time. People's like, well, why don't you just do some more beef? Keep the beef going. We need the beef. I'm like, you need a break from that stuff all the time. All that negativity, it wears on you. So you do other things. But as for the good, let's look at some of the people that's giving back to the community. Somebody like Akon. I'm going to say Akon. But Akon, he got two founders in this operation that he has called Akon Lighting Africa. That project they got, that's over $1 billion. So the thing is, they didn't get a solvent guarantee from the company. They actually got some backings from the Milan entrepreneurs called Soltra International. But what it is an energy project. Okay, affordable, renewable energy project for the people in Africa. Now, they've done solar projects in Africa before, and they didn't work. And the reason they didn't work is because when you do solar projects in Africa, people normally, they don't stay there. They don't really teach or train the people how to use it. They normally outsource the people that build and maintain the solar projects, and then they leave. So what they want to do is set up a university or, a place where they can go and study and have it paid for, so the people that live there actually can have jobs. This commercial real estate project has also we had this professional deck on our desk before. I've seen this entire layout. But working with people in Africa, you got to deal with the Ministry of Defense. And it's not an easy thing. It is a headache and it's a pain in the butt. And normally the deals don't work because you deal with a lot of greedy people. But over 600 million people in Africa don't have electricity. And about 4 million of them die from exhaling all these fuels and house fires trying to light their homes up. Almost 4 million of them, they dying just trying to get some light in their house. How crazy is that? So the people that normally come there and power the thing, in about 3-4 years they leave. And then if the solar panels break or something goes wrong, no one's there to fix them. So they just sitting there broke because nobody else know how to do it. So China got involved because they see that this is a way they can make some money. And as long as their group is the ones that make the parts, China's all for it with donating $1 billion. So they had to go to each one of these African countries and negotiate a deal, and 16 of them are on board so far. But with Akon's name, it's bringing some appeal to the project, and that's basically what it's for. And he's like, look, use my name. If it's gonna help bring electricity and something to help out the poverty-stricken people here in Africa, then I'm all for it, So if I gotta just use my name for marketing or whatever you need to use it for, then go ahead and do it, because You know, he got the confidence to the health and education charity. You know, I mean, he's doing a lot, and he don't have to, but he wants to do it. So I'm very happy that Akon is doing this, as well as, you know, just making his music and him being rich. He wants to try to go back and give to the community. And yes, I know there are others who give to charities and everything else. Some people set up charities just for tax write-offs, but I seem to focus on the people that are more hands-on involved with the project, you know, and actually care about getting something done than actually just looking for a tax break. You know, to me that matters a lot. Shows a lot about character and who they are. Now people say, well, what's really going on out there in the world that you don't like? There's tons of it. I don't like the fact that we defeat ourselves. We're quick to point out the problem, but no one steps up to fix it. That's the most irritating thing in the world today, is we don't take time to learn about who we are as a culture or who we are as a people. We don't take time to do that. And I think if we took the time to do that, you have a little bit more respect for yourself. If you understood your condition, you understood what you come from. Your existence did not start from slavery. You have to understand that. There was a whole history before that even happened. But in the history books, you're just taught basically slavery, you were freed, and there you go. And that's not true. You need to learn why you were in slavery, why this country was the way it was. So maybe if you had some understanding about yourself, then your life could be pretty much go on another pattern. But people have been robbed of their ambition to want to know anything. We love not to know something. They're like, good, we don't need to know it. And this is why the younger generation is so messed up. You got kids raising kids. That's basically was the entire 90s. All these kids in the 80s were having babies too young. And these kids was coming out, and by the time they growing up, the kids growing up with them. And the kid doesn't know anything. And then the parents who were older, they were more softer on the kids when they started having them late in their years. And now these kids have no identity as to what's going on. Most of us grew up on real family-oriented television shows, so we remember those days. They grew up on Nickelodeon, you know, Keenan and Kel, Hannah Montana, all that stuff. They grew up on that. Television show, they got what's that, Bad Wives Club and all those reality shows coming out. That's what they grew up on. That's their teenage years of watching television and shows. All they seeing is fighting and reality shows. That made me look back at how old Flavor of Love is. This guy like, man, I was a teenager, man, that's all I used to watch is the Flavor of Love, man. I was like, man, that was my show. They need to bring that back. I'm like, man, that Flavor of Love is that old? I'm thinking, yeah, man, that's been a minute. So the time creep up on you. As you notice, the years are going by real fast. You start to feel it. But everybody thinking they gotta do dope. That's what I can't stand also. And that's part of your problem. smoking weed. That they just dress the same weed up and give it a new name. That's it. Ain't no real new plants. Ain't every plant that's been grown has been grown. Ain't no different strand that they got now. Same strands they've been having. They just got new names. And your brain is convinced that it's different. The same Hawaiian weed that they grown in Hawaii, all those different herbs, and now this is blueberry kush, this is strawberry. My buddy used to sell weed, and he used to go into the car wash, get the air freshener that said blueberry smell, spray that on the weed, and sell the weed, the bag to somebody. Like, man, this is blueberry, that's 20, this here's 10. He was like, here, smell the blueberry. He's like, man, I can smell that blueberry on it. People were that stupid that they would run and buy the blueberry, and all he was doing was spraying on it. It was the same weed. He made up, oh, this is white Ithaca. It's from the Ithaca plant. Yeah, let me get that Ithaca. I had the other one. It wasn't that tough. I like the Ithaca though. It's the same stuff. I'm like, dude, you gonna make a killing, because people's stupidity level is very high. And you know what? That guy didn't do drugs. He sold them to people, but he didn't do drugs. And he made a killing because he wasn't gonna blow his money off drugs. He was smart. But this is part of the problem. Y'all see these party drugs and want to do mollies and drinking syrup and take all this codeine and stuff and don't think that stuff has effect on your brain. Molly, that stuff will destroy your mind, if not kill your body. That's nothing but straight chemicals to dissolve. And then y'all wondering why y'all got tattoos on your face, all your neck, your arms. You ain't even gonna look at in about a year. You trying to think, I'm gonna just cover this up. I'm gonna get a big old dragon on my back. Stupid. Stupid. You just wasting money. Money that can go into anything that's worth something than that. I feel like Ben Ring. And there's guns and butter, baby. Cause that's what it's about. What's the guns? The stocks and bonds. Stuff that appreciates with value. What's the butter? All that dumb stuff. Tattoos, cars, jewelry. You know, something that ain't worth nothing. You know, once you buy. Guns and butter, baby. Shoot. So, I'm sitting here watching all these people doing drugs, and this person right here, we try to put reason in his head. He know better. He'll sit there and be like, got the whole system figured out. Man, they want to do this to us. They want to do that to us. They going to run us into the ground. They going to do this. They going to do that. I'm like, okay then, so what you going to do? How you going to break the system that's meant to hold you down? What are you going to do? I'm going to roll up. I'm going to get high. Be a product of the system to help yourself go to jail. Knowing his license is suspended, instead of saying, let me see how I'm going to get this resolved, we just be like, man, I ain't got time. How many of y'all got a friend or yourself who get all these parking tickets and don't even, they have the money to pay it when it's real early, it'd be like $50. Man, I ain't paying that $50, man. They don't even return the thing in the mail that says you can contest the ticket. They don't even waste their time with it. Now the ticket's up to $200. Now the ticket's up to $360. Now the tickets up. You know, they just keep going up to the max that they can charge you for the ticket. When it was originally $50, you should have paid it. You had the money. Just no ambition. You let it become a problem. Then you want sympathy for it. I mean, we all know that there's a system for us to go to jail. We know this. So our thing is, okay, you know what they running. Run a pattern to do better for yourself. Don't fall into the trap. You know what the trap is. I'm like, my goodness, they showing you what the trap is. You know, okay, they got a plan for us to go to jail. So how do I not go to jail? Should be your thing. Like, I want to prove you wrong. I don't want to go to jail, so I'm not going to do your drugs. I'm not going to do any of this garbage. I'm not going to take your guns and go shooting up people so I can go to jail for life. Because that's where you want me at anyway, so I can work for you for free. You know, you ain't getting no free labor off me, having me work and just be a slave in your prison system. I mean, if you know this is the goal and the plan to make money off the process of your death and elimination, why are you contributing to it? That's the problem. That's why I say drugs are... People who don't do drugs seem to get it. People who do drugs, they think, oh yeah, I know it, man, but shoot, it's that Illuminati, man. You know what it is. Shoot, can't do nothing about that. Some people. And they just kick back. And I'm like, alright, so I guess it is what it is then. So I just can't understand it. You know, but all you could do is say, good luck to you, take care. I don't like banks. Because banks make you not trusted. Banks are designed to do one thing: screw people over. They're not there to help you. They don't care if you're white, black, red, green, or orange. Their job is to take from you. Make you pay. Somewhere down the road, you got to pay the bank. They want to pay you for checks. They want you to get a savings account where they put the money in their bank, use your money as collateral for them. They're holding the money. They dictate how much you can take out your money. You can't go in the bank and take out. They'd be, whoa, whoa, whoa. You can't go in the savings and touch that money. I mean, that's my money. No. That's the bank's money now. We tell you, matter of fact, we'll let you take out this much. You're like, what? Let me? Yeah, well, we got to approve. You got to come in and then we'll talk to you and approve to you how much money you can get out. Have you ever written a check and when you got the money in the bank or a lot of money in the bank, as soon as you send the check in, it clear like 3 days. Less than 3 days, it's posted already. You like, man, there we go. Then you post the same check and it posts like 4 days. There you go. Like, man, okay, there it is. Then you know you pay for some and it take like 6, 7 days for it go ahead and post. You like, bet. Then you have that when your balance is low and you put the check in and you're like, wow, it's going to put me at like $1 or $3 or something. And it waits. It waits and waits and waits. And they're like, why is it taking so long for this check to clear? Because they know your spending pattern. They want you to take the money out the bank so that they can say, okay, now put the check through. Now, he took some money out. Put the check in now. Because they want you to be delinquent. So they can hit you with a fee and go, oh, your check, yeah, it cleared right when you took the money out. Yeah. You're like, well, I got to put money back in the bank. Well, we got money that's clearing. What happened to that? Yeah, it hasn't posted yet. It showed that it's, it's posting, but it just didn't post yet. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Now, this is back in the day. Of course, I don't have those problems today, thank you, God. But, no. Back in the days, that's a bank secret. They got them 7 days to play with. And they will play with your money and play the game of trying to get you to go over. They will let you write continuous checks to go over. I knew better than doing that. The people that checks will go through, they'll take 4 or 5 checks over that's over the due, over the limit. Why? Because they want to hit you with fees. Fees is how the bank make their money, buddy. They love to charge you some fees on top of what they finna use your money for. Then they're going to send you to some crooked Merrill Lynch investor, some real estate guy, about how he's going to make money for you. And it's like, yeah, really? Doing what? How are you going to make money for me? What are you going to invest in that's going to cripple me in the long run? Because I'm not going to see any money off of it. You're just going to use my money to pool to make yourself rich. And then I'm left holding the bag. They send me to Wall Street when Wall Street's burning in ashes. Then you got the situation, you walk in the bank, they act like they don't even want you there. There's like 3 people in the bank. They got all these tellers with one teller working there. And they go, hi, what can we do for you today? Do you know you can go online? I'm like, what? I'm here. Why are you telling me to go online and I'm in the place I need to be? If I did, you think I don't know I can go online? Do I have the mobile app? That's my personal business. If I do or if I don't, who cares? I'm here now. Take care of me. And then they're like, okay. And then they send me to somebody else that asks me the same question. Do you know that you can go online and do all this on the mobile app? I'm like, no, I didn't know. Duh. But obviously, the app told me that I need to come in because I have to make certain security changes. So I personally have to be here. So no one else in here asks me about the internet or go to the internet, okay? I know why I'm inside of this place. You think I wanted to drive from my home to here, to come here, period? No, there's certain security changes I have to make in person. So I know why I'm here. Let's deal with why I'm here. And so nobody bring up the internet to me. I'm sorry, Mr. Davis. Then they put me in the lounge. Like, we'll get someone available to me. Like, someone available? There's like nobody here. There's 3 people and y'all can't handle a simple thing as this? I mean, the procedure takes less than 5 minutes to do. And we have nobody working there? This is a sign of what's wrong with the economy right now. All the dreams and lies they told you is nothing. For every 20, no, I'm sorry, not 20. Yeah, 20. $20,000 that you leave in the bank for savings, they pay you $100 a month. And I'm like, a cool 100? So the most you're going to make is $1,200 a year, leaving $20,000 untouched in savings. That's that's supposed to be like, wow, what a deal. My thing is, what do I need savings for? You're better off investing the money in something. You'll get more better returns than sitting around waiting on savings to pay you. It's retarded. Banks are, unfortunately, we got to use them for transactions. But if you cannot use the bank, you're almost better off going to one of those currency exchanges, and using them. I didn't say currency exchange, but even if I did, that's how you know I'm hood, baby. We don't say, you don't say currency exchange. I've never heard nobody in the hood ever say currency exchange. It's the currency exchange. And that's it. But see, people also make that mistake too. People hear somebody say that and they confuse them as ignorant. It was just the way they raised and the way they talk from where they are. Most of those people are very intelligent and they can get a lot farther than you can and deal with a lot of situations better than you. They are survivors. Don't ever mistake the ability to talk for intelligence. Just because you have great pronunciation doesn't mean you are intelligent or you're more superior, smarter than the next person next to you. Because my grandmother is smarter than 90% of people in this world and know how to survive. And she hasn't been in school in 50 years. Has a memory sharp as a whip. And she's in her 80s. Her mind is sharper than mine. Her memory is impeccable. To be in her 80s and have that much world knowledge. And she hasn't been in school in 50 plus years. And still today she's smarter than all these people that went to school and got all this pronunciation and read a lot of books so they can pronounce words really well. But don't ever confuse that for intelligence. And I see people all the time be like, "Ooh, wow, listen to the way they speak. It's so articulate." Like, what they supposed to sound like? I mean, you can tell if someone's having trouble speaking, like, "Man, our flow went to the store, what? Because there?" Like if somebody's speaking like that, then that's entirely different. They might have some dyslexia or whatever. They might have a situation where it's an issue. But if other people use slanguage, what we call, to say different things, it doesn't mean that they're ignorant. It's just that's the way they talk from where they live or in the area they are. Where you grew up, the diction is different. But the word means the same thing. Now if you say, "Oh my gosh, that watch is excellent. It's elegant. Look at it. It's so sleek." And then somebody else look at the watch and go, "Oh, that's a bad mother." What's the difference? What is really truly the difference? We both knew what they were talking about. We both knew how they felt about the watch. And I remember on a piece of paper, this guy has a degree, okay? He's very intelligent. He has like 3 different degrees, but he didn't know what a certain word meant, and they thought he was stupid because he didn't speak the language that well. It's his second language. Actually, he speaks like 4 different languages. But he never heard the word besmirched before. And I said, well, if they try to take away from your accomplishments, they say besmirch. I was like, so it was no big deal to me. It was like, oh my gosh, he don't even know what besmirch is. Like, oh my gosh. I'm like, do you realize that this guy, he just didn't know what the word meant? Like, there's millions of words in the English language to mean the same thing. We're the only language that has that many meanings. That so many different words can mean the same thing. No other language has as many as we do. Okay, just for saying I'm good, there's about 1,000,000 different words you could use to say good. Or you got good, great, excellent. All of these things to mean the same thing. This guy speaks Russian. Okay? Spanish, Italian, Ukrainian. English is like the 5th language this guy speaks. So to make fun of him or to think that he's inferior just shows your ignorance. So I make that mistake never. I never take people for granted. I'm always appreciative of what other people can do, or I never say, "Oh, this person is dumb." You can learn a lot from somebody who's never done anything that you have done. They could know the path and the road. I have gotten great advice from just paying attention and listening. This person had never done a thing that we were doing. But if you listen to him, he made the most sense. Because he had the most honest view of the situation. He was in a similar situation, knew what to do, but he blew it because he got hooked on cocaine and drugs and all this other stuff, and he didn't pay attention to what was happening because they distracted him with drugs, girls, and alcohol and everything else. So he had a great insight as to what they were going to do, what they were going to say, how they were going to set it up, what their plans were, everything. And everything that man said, even though he wasn't even there, had no experience, he's working at a grocery store now, his information was most vital. Because he let us know in this deal we had power. When you go into deals, sometimes they try to strip away the fact that you have negotiating power and make it look like you either got to take this or it's not going to be here tomorrow. The deal is off. So you just forced to take a deal. He let us know you got negotiating power because they need it. They need you almost more than you need them. Because why would they be coming to you in the first place? If you're so expendable, they would have went on to the next. They chose you for a reason. They want to do this project for this reason. A guy from the grocery store. So, always take that in mind. If you want to be a CPA, or if you have a CPA or MPA, what's the most valuable lesson that you've ever been taught? The most important rule. There's nothing more valuable than outside information. Well, that's it. That's the good, the bad, the Karceno. I'm done. Y'all have a good night.